Hey guys, Anime-kun here. In today's video, we're going to talk about the top 10 magic or fantasy anime that you need to watch. We all like to see powerful characters, especially when they use their magical abilities to take down their opponents or reach their goals. I've included some exceptions on the list that are not very powerful characters, but they have their own charms that make them special. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos about anime. So, without further ado, let's begin. This anime started off with a scene with bright red skies and destruction happening everywhere. The unknown have launched an attack against humanity. To protect the future of the world, the children of Japan were frozen until the end of war to keep them safe. After several years, humanity has established a base in Japan, with the unknown as the enemy they must fight. These children awaken to supernatural powers after their slumber, which lets them defend themselves against the unknown. People are not only fighting against the unknown, but also among themselves for the sake of rankings. One of the main characters in this show, Ichiya Suzaku, is quite delusional, thinking that he can solve everything by himself, and much more so with this childhood friend named Kan Arya Atara. Despite their personalities clashing against each other, they still manage to keep humanity safe. The anime is quite simple, but it's good enough to satisfy your fill for a magic or fantasy anime. Glenn Sensei is your typical lazy teacher that just tells the class to do self-study in every session. Kidding aside, he's actually a really great teacher that can nullify attacks. Now that was just Glenn Sensei fooling around, but once he gets serious, he literally can nullify magical attacks. He has his own personal spell called the Fool's World, but that also includes him. This doesn't stop him from doing something magical though, because his skill in martial arts is enough to finish enemies. He used to be a part of the imperial military which killed a lot of his people, turning his love for magic into hatred. His new life as a teacher helped him to realize just how much he loves magic, as well as how he loves his students. He is ready to risk his life for his students and teach them everything about magic. He thought of quitting his job as a teacher before, but now he just wants to see how much his students will achieve. Mo-fan woke up to a different world from what he knew. Science has been replaced by magic, and magic is what everybody talks about now. Mo-fan is a high schooler that wants to become a mage. Despite being poor, he remained determined to become a mage in order to repay the efforts of his father. He gets accepted into a magic school, but rumors about his poverty and lack of magical aptitude spread throughout the school, which is why he became a laughingstock of everyone. Still determined to be a mage, he did not let it bother him and managed to harness two elements: fire and thunder, which are both rare and very powerful. As the cool main character of this show, he decided to keep his thunder powers a secret as a trump card, while his fire abilities are enough to deal with everything. Some of his enemies schemed for him to be expelled. However, he surpassed everyone's expectation and became the top student in the academy in a short amount of time. The fight between the Black King and the army led by Yuri ended with the defeat of Yuri and his army. Yuri, despite being hopeful in defeating the Black King, despaired at the outcome. Their army was disbanded, and only a few of his allies have remained with him. One day, he witnessed a boy named Aram, which reminded him of himself, which never gives up and loses hope. He is once again inspired to fight against the Black King, recruiting Aram and a squad which Yuri will form to fight against the Black King. Aram shows a lot of potential and wants to learn to be stronger after the Black King's army destroyed his village. This show gives out quite the shonen protagonist vibe, where the power of friendship will help you to be stronger. Just how far will their bonds take them in their journey to fight the Black King once again and save the world from destruction? Louise de Lavaliere is a mage that her classmates fear. The reason why they fear Louise is because it can be dangerous. It's dangerous when someone can successfully perform magic and create an explosion instead. This is why she has earned the nickname of Louise the Zero. Everyone has to perform a summoning ritual, and this has made Louise anxious. Will she be able to perform a summoning ritual successfully? It looked like it failed with an explosion, but a human was summoned. However, it seems that she summoned a useless plebeian. A strange brand was etched on the hand of Saito, which is the name of the familiar summoned. It seems that it is the mark of the legendary familiar named Gandalf. The next day, Saito got involved in a duel despite having no powers. Putting his pride on the line, he mysteriously gained powers and won against the arrogant aristocrat who challenged him. Just what is the mysterious mark found on his hand? And what powers are hidden dormant within Saito? The next anime on our list gives you a calm yet refreshing vibe while watching. Negi Springfield is a 10-year-old wizard who wishes to become a Magister Magi, which is someone that helps the world with the use of magic. To reach this goal, he was assigned to become an English teacher at a middle school in Japan. On his way to school, he met a girl named Asuna Kagurazaka, which turned out to be one of his students. To reach his goal, no one must know that he can use magic. However, Asuna notices something weird about Negi-sensei. The next day, Negi notices that a student was close to falling down from the stairs, so he decided to save her. Asuna witnesses this event and learns that he is a wizard. Just how will Negi now achieve his goal now that someone else knows his secret? The whole series of this anime took around 10 years to finish, so you definitely have a lot to watch in this show.
ちょっとパーになるかもですが、許してくださいね。ちょっと待ってよ。いいぜ、その強気なとこ。でも今は寝てろよ。
Aika, the girlfriend of Yoshino Takagawa, mysteriously dies and Mahiro disappears afterwards. Yoshino has not heard anything from his best friend Mahiro, so he decided to visit the gravestone of Aika. However, he is suddenly confronted by a girl and points a gun towards him. His best friend Mahiro then enters the scene and kicks the strange girl. How is Mahiro able to hold this kind of power? Yoshino finds out that Mahiro had the help of a witch named Hikaze Kusariba. Mahiro made a deal with the witch in order to find the murderer of his sister and kill him. Apparently, there are people who want to destroy the world. It is now up to Yoshino and Mahiro to save the world and for Mahiro to avenge his sister.
だが吉野、俺が世界を救ってやるよ。
時よ天。それからよく覚えていない。おばあちゃんのいつもの笑顔と。
This anime is a little bit different from others, where magic is not used as a showcase of power but rather something normal that is part of their daily lives. Hitomi Tsukahiro is a mage, but the world in her eyes is one without colors. Could it be because of magic? Whatever the reason is, she hates magic because of this and would want to see colors again. Her grandmother decided to send her back to the past 60 years ago without much of an explanation. She then finds herself in a boy's room which puzzled her and other people in that era. After searching around, she met some friends and managed to see colors again, which is from a drawing made by Yuito. How can she see colors again just from a drawing made by this boy? As she gets closer to him, she slowly develops her skill in magic and decides to further increase her proficiency. The visuals in this anime is similar to Violet Evergarden, and the soundtrack is quite pleasing. It's definitely something that I have enjoyed.
私の魔法を喜んでくれる人がいるなんて。魔法なんて大嫌い。こんな結末を変えられるの？もちろんさ。だから僕と契約して魔法少女になってよ。
This show may seem confusing at the first few episodes, but trust me, it gets much better after that. The anime starts off with Madoka and Sayaka living their daily lives as ordinary high school students. One day, a new transfer student came into their class named Tamura. The transfer student warned Madoka of not wanting to become someone else. Madoka heard a mysterious voice in her head and then encountered Kyubei afterwards, which is a magic familiar that looks like a cat. It seems that Tamura wanted to kill Kyubei. A witch suddenly appears on the scene, and another magical girl named Mami saved the girls from the switch. Kyubei then proposed for Madoka and Sayaka to become magical girls and that he will grant their wish if they become a magical girl. It seems not a bad deal, becoming a magical girl that will help bring light to the world and save it. I should warn you though, that the concept of magical girls in this anime is very dark.
偉大なる創世の魔法使いマギー
And for the first spot we have, Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic. Labyrinths are all over the world with incredible treasures within them. These are known as dungeons, which is made by Magi, a class of magicians which guides people and chooses a king to lead them. Aladdin is a kind and young magician that wants to explore the world, accompanied by Hugo that hides within a flute. He meets Alibaba along the way and witnesses how courageous Alibaba can be. Alibaba is fine being mocked but won't stand by when lives are being placed on the line. Alibaba tried to save slaves that were almost gobbled up by a monster, and Aladdin decided to help Alibaba. They became friends and entered a dungeon, clearing the trials it has and eventually conquering the dungeon. What will happen next to their journey as they clear more dungeons and explore the world?
だから全部見に行こうぜな、アラジン。よーし、決定だ。
楽しみだな。
And that's all the anime for today. I'm sure that most of our picks here are good. Other than that, I hope you guys liked this video. Do you guys think there are other anime that need to be on the list? Feel free to share your comments and suggestions down below. If you want to see more anime content, make sure to subscribe and give this vid a thumbs up. Stay tuned and I will see you guys soon.